Hi Faisal. Today I'm going to talk about the movie The Intern. The movie takes place in New York in a fast growing online fashion company called About the Fit. It's the workplace is very modern and very fast paced. Everybody's always running around. It seems stressed and everything. The main characters are Ben Whitaker, who's Robert De Niro in real life, a 70-year-old retired widower who becomes a senior intern at the company About the Fit, and Jules Austin, who's Anne Hathaway in real life, the young CEO of the company. At first, Jules is a very busy and unsure about having an older intern. She's not sure if it's gonna work because older people seems to be slower when they work. So she seems to not very like the idea of having an older person as an intern. However, Ben he quickly proves Jules that he is capable of doing the job, and yeah, the main conflict in the movie is that Jules really struggles with stress in her life, personal life, and at work. She finds it hard balancing both. So Ben helps her, giving advice in both real life and at the job. Yeah. By the end of the movie, Jules learns to trust herself as a leader because she wanted to hire a CEO for her company to help her run the company because it was very hard in in general. Yeah, and she realized that experience and mentorship are very important in the workplace. My favorite character is Ben Whitaker. I like him because he's a very calm, respectful, and he's very wise. Even though he's much older than the other employees, he seems to be almost the best, and I really like how he likes everybody else. Uh, this character reminds me of my grandpa. Uh, he's a very not strict guy, but he has attention to details. He's a very sharp guy. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Um, yeah, he reminds me of older people like my grandpa, who has a lot of experience and has a lot to say to others and a lot of tips how to improve being in life. One lesson from this movie is that mentorship and teamwork are very important in workplace. Experience also is very important, even if maybe the person works slower. Having someone with experience around can be very, very helpful, such as professionalism, communication, and patience, which Ben Whitaker has a lot. And in my career, I would like to work in a place where people of different generations collaborate and learn from each other, because I don't really want to work with, you know, all old people or all younger people. I really like the mix of all those people because, in my opinion, it's the best. You have young people who have energy, ideas, and you have the younger people to calm them down and, with their experience, tell the younger ones to what's the best. Now, my claim, I believe that the movie shows intergenerational workplace companies stronger. Um, One evidence from the movie, Ben becomes a mentor for Jules, even if he's an intern. In terms of workplace, he's technically under her, but he becomes a mentor for her. For example, when they ate pizza together in one scene, uh, Jules was feeling overwhelmed by all the responsibilities of running her company and her husband cheating on her. So Ben listens to her problems and he gives his honest advice to her to help her as much as he can. This moment shows that experience and emotional intelligence can be just as valuable as technical skills. Uh, Also, Ben's presence really helps Jules become a more confident leader. I think she needed someone like him to bring her back to earth, like tell her what's good and what's not good, and just calm her down. He was very good to do that. Yeah. This scene demonstrates that older employees can bring wisdom and stability to a fast-paced work environment like this one. My second argument is that from my research about workplace diversity, companies that include employees from a different generation often perform better. Different age groups bring different perspectives, skills, experience, knowledge. Younger employees may bring innovation, new ideas, energy, while other older employees bring more experience and problem solving abilities because they've they've usually been through more than the younger ones, uh, logically. My counter argument is that some people may argue that older employees may struggle to adapt to a new technology or a fast-paced environment like this like the workplace in the movie, and I agree with that. At the beginning of the movie, Ben was a bit confused about what was going on. He didn't know really what much to do. He had nothing to help him. So yeah, at the beginning, of course, it can be hard, but I think it's like this in almost every job. So maybe the older people, it's longer to adapt. It takes more time, but even for this, with all the experience, yeah, I think it's older people in companies is a very great idea. Yeah, like I said, the movie shows that this stereotype is not always true. Ben learns quickly and he adapts very well to the workplace, even though nobody would think that. This shows that motivation and attitude are way more important than just age. In this case, age is just a number. So, in conclusion, the intern shows that workplace benefit from having older employees or just from different generation overall. Through Ben's mentorship and experience, the movie demonstrates that older workers can play an important role in leadership. We saw that in the intern, of course, when Ben decides to help Jules with her life problems and her leadership problems. Yeah, in leadership, and plays also an important role in teamwork and workplace culture because throughout the movie, everybody loves Ben. He's a very kind person. He likes to help everybody. So that brings the mood up in the workplace. I think it's very useful. So, yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you, Faisal, and see you next time.